This is Marcy Pilkington from GoodEReader.com at the Self-Published Book Expo in New York, talking today to Dan Pacheco from Book Brewer. Why don't you tell us a little bit about what Book Brewer does for indie authors and for self-publishing?
Sure. So we have a basic self-publishing tools that are self-serve, that are work kind of like a blogging engine for ebooks. So if you imagine every blog post being a chapter, you copy and paste your chapters in, format your content, push a button, and then you have your book together. You can drag and drop chapters around, and then you get an EPUB format file out the other end, which you can then distribute yourself through retailers or post on your website to sell. If you like, you can also choose to distribute it through us to the retailers we work with, which is pretty much all the major ones: Amazon, Barnes & Noble, Google, Apple, etc.
Okay, but now Book Brewer is also introducing something new called Author App. Why don't you tell us what that
Yes.
is?
So starting a few months ago, we started attracting some really high-selling authors. A lot of them are romance writers. We also have some sci-fi writers, and we've got a few New York Times bestsellers and the Huffington Post. So the common request from most of those authors is, what can I do that gives me more control, a more direct connection with my readers? And our response to that is, now it's possible for you through your own author app to make your collection of books available in a branded bookshelf starting with the iPad and the iPhone, eventually also for Android. And I
Okay.
can show it to you right here. So you can see here in my iPad, I have the standard e-reading apps like the Kindle, Stanza, etc. But then here we've got one from an author named Mary Force and Lucy Kevin. So if I go into Lucy Kevin's, I have a bookshelf that is really targeted to teens, and it has the look and feel of the lucykevin.com website. I have sample EPUB files that I can read through. Notice the paper is chosen specifically by Lucy Kevin, so it's a little bit different. And then, not sure if it's working here. Well, that one I had purchased, but if I go to another one, oh, I know why. My internet connection is down.
Okay.
There's a buy button that appears up here when you're connected to the internet, and you can buy the full ebook through in-app purchases from Apple. So just to show you kind of how this would look for a different writer, here's Mary Force, and so she chose a wood panel theme, and she has all of her books here. So there are a couple of features we have coming on the way, one of which we haven't really announced yet, which I can get into, but the most exciting next feature, which we have announced, is that when a new book is available in the bookshelf, the reader will get a push notification, which, if you're not familiar, they appear like this now in the new iOS 5, and I'd see that, oh, there's a new book by Mary Force. I can download it right now and then buy it. So the app can serve also as a marketing vehicle for these authors' books. And that's something that, as you know, with retailers, they have thousands and thousands of writers looking for marketing. If you have your own app, then you're marketing yourself. It's kind of an extension of what authors already do through their Facebook pages and Twitter.
Okay. So basically, at the same time that they're promoting one book, they're technically promoting all their books. Every
Exactly.
time they
And so,
mention one.
yeah, so this really makes sense for writers who are very prolific, who have a large backlog, and they're always just working on new things. They have a really great audience. It's perfect for them. Um, the next thing that we're working on, which we haven't really announced yet, this is the first time, is a lot of these writers are selling their ebooks directly from their website, right? Or if they're not, they're looking for better ways to do that. So we're going to provide ebook purchasing capability from Book Brewer URLs, which will give to the author, and they'll have some branding from the author on them. When somebody buys an ebook through the Book Brewer store URLs, and I say that because we're not really building our own huge retailer store. That's not what we're trying to do, but it's a way to buy it from the author, powered by us. Then if that author has an app, you'll see that you can, of course, download the EPUB file you buy, but then you could also download their app, sign in, it'll automatically sync down to the app. And one reason that that's of interest to authors is because then they and we are starting from 100% of the royalties. For in-app purchases, which we're still going to enable through this platform. Apple takes 30%, standard. And eventually, when we move to Android, there will probably be some percentage that the carriers take. This is a way for authors to keep more of the money for their hard work.
Exactly, something that all indie authors can benefit from, of course.
Yeah, exactly, and that's really what we're trying to do with Book Brewer and Author Apps,
Okay.
to give people more choices.
Amazing. Well, thank you so much for your time.
All right, thank you.
Of course, coming to you from the Self Public Expo, this is Mercy Pilkington for GoodEReader.com.
All right.